Molo lami igama usadile njengoba ngishilo kanti ke ngaphaya kwese stage ke ngiphethe ke ubhuti Xoli yena uzoxela banzi namhlanje siba nenamba ka Dr Kenneth Kaunda District Municipality sithethisana ke namhlanje ngendaba yokuqophololo okanye ke ndike ndithi ke kuthethiswa ngendaba ke ye-anti corruption and ethics awareness kanti ke uyena ke uzobeka isichazela kabanzi ke siyazi ke sonke ukuthi ke eziningi lokhu izinto ziyenzeka social media you've seen into ke ezamsana no scopa mangabe yawazi ko scopa ziningi izinto ziloko zenza kulungiswa igwegwe ndama kanti ke namhlanje ke sinomuntu ozosicela kabanzi uba kuthiwani ke ngapha duzane nathi apho sihlala khona ke mina nawe ngendaba ke yokulungiswa kwegwegwe molo tata
nomolo utsandile nabahlali ekhaya
yebo bhuti asiqale apha ubazise ke abahlali ukuthi ke namhlanje ke njoba ke uzindwendwele bhuti Xoli usundwendela ku capacity ethini and then emva koko ke uphinde kusicale into ba ke intoni kanye leyo kumele ukuthi ke sizothethisana ngayo namhlanje.
No, thank you very much, Sandile, and greetings once more to the listeners at home and all abahlali be Dr. Kenneth Kaunda District. Ngegama Cllr Nxozana, this speaker se municipality where Dr. Kenneth Kaunda District Municipality. I'm here on behalf of the district to engage on matters related to anti-corruption program that we are busy with. You would know that there has been a lot of problems that we've been facing in regard to corruption, issues that have been generally happening both in our cities and the country at large. Now we have taken upon ourselves that we start with programs to intensify the fight against corruption.
Yobuza kumntuko omnye osekhayeni kuba sometimes some of these words are thrown around ngendlela engathi ke ide yenza engqondweni zabantu abaninzi ibe ngathi ziqhelekile, you understand. It becomes so much easy on the mouth such that some people have lost the real meaning of what we're talking about when we're talking, maybe let's say about theft, we're talking about corruption, we're talking about misuse, or should I say mismanagement of funds kuninzi. But ke ngoba into sethethwa ngayo ngekwesiqhelo abantu abasayazi kuba akundi sondeze njengomameli ekhaya uba le esithetha ngayo mina nawe namhlanje corruption uba bekungathiwa wena ungiqhazele yona kabanzi ungayibiza ngani futhi bese ude ke unikeze maybe ke namagatsha ayo so that umuntu osekhaya khona ukuthi I understand kaphethe.
No, thanks, Sandile. I normally say when I speak of corruption that corruption is a societal matter.
Yes.
That is found everywhere and almost in every part of our country.
Yes.
However, when we speak of it in a more focused manner, in terms of your public administration and your public management, we would say corruption is an abuse of power.
Yes.
It's an abuse of power by those who are in charge of different situations or different platforms. However, I always want it to be known as something that has two parts. Something that has both those who do corruption and those who enable it. Now, I would always say when I speak and say that corruption is a societal matter in a sense that it is found being done everywhere, by everyone mostly. And it's something that we really need to start speaking about it as what it is. Not only by those who do it, but also those who enable it to make it happen. Yes.
No, nguzwile mhlekazi wami. Asibuye ke nansi into esinokuba nenxaki yayo ke within yona ke lendaba ye londukana ye corruption. Ikhona ke into ethi kunabantu abanokunikezwa amagunya athize kodwa ke babuye futhi bawahlukubeze ukuze ukuthi bakhona ukuthi bagaine. Ithini ke le campaign when it comes to that? Nithini kwabo bantu futhi nithini nakubahlali? Sabuya ke emva kwaloko ke bese sesibona ke indaba ke ezamisana nabo ke abantu who are when you already called abantu who enable the corruption. We are talking about now people that are always ready to pay into efana no bribery, into efana naboma extortion, into efana nokuthi ke ngathini bavalela abanye abantu emakhoneni such that they find themselves kuthiwa so golda ubani opportunity ethize ngoba akwenzele ntoni uyabo kunabantu bakhona ukuthi umuntu athi ndakuncedisa kwakunela kokwenu ngokusebenza apha uphakwa amasipala ngokune city ethize nami ndenzele into ethize. Number one, let's start with those that have got that power. what do we have, what's the statement to them, and how are we going to work on that as Dr. Kenneth Kaunda to make sure we make things right. And then we will then come back to saying to those then that are profiteers, or should I say those that are enablers of that corruption, what do we do and what do we say to them?
No, thanks, Sandile. Like I've said, that would be having a workshop that seeks to strengthen the systems that we already have in place.
Yes.
Because when you look into the public management as whole as it is,
yes,
the administration as it is, there are systems in place, there are legislated laws that are already there in place, which speaks to your pitfalls of corruption and many other issues that our people are found doing. Now, what we are trying to do on our side is to make sure, number one, make sure that these people are aware that they are doing corruption. That's number one, a very important factor.
Yes.
That many people do things unaware or aware. Now, what we are trying to do is to make sure that everybody at least is aware of the situation and things that they are doing, such that when the repercussions are to follow, they are in a position, they are not in a position to can say we did not know what we are doing. So on our side, the best thing that we are doing now is to make sure that you be your counselor, you be your manager, you be your middle management and all that. We come to you and workshop you better on everything that speaks of abusing of power, on everything that speaks of maladministration and everything that has to do with corruption.
Alright. Nguzuleke ngane ngithi kanti ke nabake nabahlali ngivile ukuthi ke bazawungena ke laba bakho beoffice ku induction yabo. We just got to make sure ukuthi everybody knows ukuthi because there's also, like you said, rightfully said, there's people that find themselves participating in corruption but not being aware ukuthi corruption. You understand? Kunomuntu khona ukuthi yazi kunespan lapha kwa Dr. KK usandile cousin yami ithi ngimfaka umfana yabo. Sometimes they're saying umntana wegazi makazanyelwe something yabo, kumele ukuthi kulale kuyiwe endlini, not realizing ubana there's also interviews there, there's also qualifications there, you understand. So into efana nezo, at least it will work. But now we're coming back to the communities as well, because some communities sinengxaki yokuthi it's not necessarily ukuthi sometimes imisebenzi ethize kamasipala bafinyelela abantu is because abanye abantu they don't understand the role that they are playing in destroying honesty and transparency between district municipality kunye nabo njengabahlali. Sibasondeza kanjani ke bona abahlali futhi sithini kubona if they find themselves to be involved thereafter?
Extra love, njengoba sengicacisile before that.
Yes.
Corruption is a societal matter. Now, sidla ngokubona emalokishini na everywhere where we go, where our people would name it differently. Others will call it mpando, others would call it luck, others would call it spinning and all these other things that would find them happening. Others would call them your favors and so on and so on and so on. Now, is the language that is used unaware that when you are doing it, you are enabling corruption? I normally make an example that many of our people would use your driver's license, whom would have been received sometimes in a different ways. Many would bribe to get jobs. Many would do all these other bad things, not thinking that they are doing corruption. Others would see it as a blessing that, no, God has blessed me, true. God is not speaking that he got the job through wrong ways. He got the job through bribe, through many other things. Now, we are coming to the society to say to them that when we are participating in things such as bribery, in things such as your 30% and many others, we are not only doing it for ourselves, but I will make an example that if you would know that 30% that is known by everyone to be something that is to benefit the community, how is being done and how is being fought for our people. they are using it as a form of extortion. Now, that on its own, it's a criminal offense that can take a person to jail. It's a criminal offense that can see many of our people leaving their homes and spending most of their times in jail, blacklisted and so on and so on. Now, they do not know, most of them, when they do it.
Yes.
Because they think that it's something that should be of their benefit. Now, our duty as leadership, our duty as people who have responsibility of making people aware of all these things, we have a responsibility of making sure that we let these people know that certain things should not be done such that we're able to have our country and our municipalities in place, in proper place.
Okay, I think then we will go into the fight now, because some people, like you just said now, and I like indlela oyichaze ngayo ngoba ndifuna apho mna yazi ukuthi ufuna ukuthi oyichazile kokuqala bengayifuni leyo but asikizi bendifuna apho yabona lo gqiba uthetha ngayo ngoku, so our people can understand much more deeper, because sometimes akuwukuthi abantu bethu ba ignorant okanye abantu bethu ezinye izinto abazazi. It's just sometimes the language that is used when we explain certain things. Sometimes we explain them in radio language, sometimes we explain them in a political language. We don't say it the way bona bayenza ngayo elokishini. So that's why I was actually digging for those answers that way. And ngalo ndlela ke ngoku ndisifumane, I'll move into my next question. But my next question will be the fight, because most of the time abantu abathize always feel like uXolile is in office, right? So mabe ke uXolile in office, then it means that's their job. Benzani kanti uXolile phaya e-office? Umajoro khona benza ntoni aba bantu namapolisa khona? Let them deal with this. We've got nothing to do with this thina. Sibavotela aba bantu aba. Let them do their job. Sondeze ke bhuti uniqhazele kakuhle uba who actually has to partake in this fight corruption, because most of the time ingathi iba yilento ba siyazi sonke ukuthi corruption ikhona, but ingathi ngumsebenzi wescope, ngathi ngumsebenzi kaXolile, ngathi ngumsebenzi kaMajoro, ngathi ngumsebenzi wamapolisa. Mina njengosandile unganifaki. But at the same time ngomso futhi ndiyovula icase futhi, but at the same time ndiyodoyitoya ngomso, right? But at the same time nonongandifaki. So Nsondeze bhuti understanding wenu nina and the campaign that you are driving right now, who actually should take part in this fight, bhuti?
Thank you, Bhuti. The fight against corruption is a fight that should be fought by everyone. By everyone, I mean that it's a fight that should be fought by councillors. It's a fight that should be fought by our people, our ordinary citizens.
Yes.
It's a fight that should be fought by everyone who sees it happening. I always say that as a councillor myself, I will do oversight where I can do oversight.
Yes.
And there are boundaries to where I can finish.
Okay.
But it's you, Sandile, it's you who sees when a corruption is being done.
Yes.
And you have a responsibility as a member of the society to not only let us know of the corruption, but follow up on it. I mean, we have seen that many times our people have become so acceptable to corruption such that they will say this is how things are happening.
Yes.
You will see a person when they are post and they will say no raiti bakuhira bana bakuma habone or no raiti bakuhira their girlfriends and boyfriends and so on and so on and so on, and they give up on this thing. But they don't know that it is at that moment it's at that moment where you'll be destroying what is left of our moral fiber of the society. Now, it is incumbent upon everybody that sees corruption to speak against it, to fight against it, and to report it. Because let me tell you now, when you see in a project, for example, when there's a project that is being done in a street, and you can see that these people are doing project without proper machines. When you see that these people are doing this project without things that should be done, and you keep quiet, it is not only the municipality or the government that's going to suffer.
Yes.
It is you who's going to suffer as a result of the work that would have been done. Now, while there are people who should be doing oversight, you also need to play your part, because not every time those who are responsible of doing oversight do oversight.
Oh, yes.
Some do oversight to their own personal benefit.
Yes.
Some do oversight such that their end can be able to be achieved. Now we have a responsibility of looking out against one another, such that we are able to do proper things when a councillor is not doing good. As a person who have elected him,
Yes.
une responsibility yokuraiza uthi wena awenzanga 1 2 3, wena awenzi the way you were supposed to have been done. Secondly, our people must cease to only use your social media, only use WhatsApp groups and so on to talk about corruption. Corruption must be reported. Corruption must be followed until something is done. Otherwise, if you are going to say Xolile has stolen 1 2 3 things, and then we back on Facebook, I'm exposer, and do nothing, tomorrow people will be speaking about something else. Yes. And the corruption will continue. Now, if you see something happening, you have a responsibility of making sure that you follow it until the end. Thank you very much.
Ndikuzwile tatam. Bakhona ke bahlale bana ukuthi ngoku ke they wanna partake in this now. They can realize ubana, oh, there's a real fight now that is happening. Kumnandi kakhulu ke mina ndiyayithi not necessarily because ulapha ndandike ndatsho ndathi kuyonceda kakhulu ukuthi sometimes sibe nawo abantu ke abangathi baba ngabaholi ababuye futhi ke bangathi babula age group yabantu abaphuphayo ngoku, because kuyabe kunzima kakhulu ukuthi ube nephupha, let's say njengathi nje sinje ufumana isidilisha ngabantwana uyiphupha ngokuba nokuba phakathi komqulo, mara ngapha lo muntu athi ufuna ukumxelela ngendaba zomqulo uyambona nathi we azange aqule nasemshadweni lo. So kuve sike ngathi ka contradictor. Kumnandi ke mangabe ke kungubantu ke abangathi basesebasha njengani. Yadinga ke njengomhlali wase South Africa, njengomhlali we Dr KK, njengomhlali we Matlosana okanye we Poch okanye phina apho i Dr KK ifinyelela khona, di report aphi bhuti na indlela ukuthi ngireporte mangabe ivumelekile ithini into, and then ke ithini ndiyakhona ukuzenza uamominias okanye isebenza kanjani lento.
No, ndiyabulela bhuti. Corruption can be, there are two major hotlines which you can just go on,
okay,
without being followed by anyone.
Yes.
There's a clear corruption one that which I think you will give to the listeners.
Yes.
Or senbanika, we have an anti-corruption hotline which is 08000701 001. It is 0800.
Okay.
701 701. Okay. Very easy.
Mandingena upon bizo amomimahas.
Ngangena futhi kwi-presidential.
Okay.
Yona iqala nje 17737. You don't always have to be anonymous when you want to be known, because when you want to be known and you feel strongly that you are fighting for
something
cause, you have a serious responsibility of fighting for it. There are ways to protect you. Look, there's nothing that it should be ashamed with when reporting corruption.
Yes.
There's nothing that you should feel as if uthengisa abantu, because those are things that we get in our townships where our people would feel that, no, when I'm saying and Bambi Susandi look about ube headsets as a Star FM uzawuthwaye ndithengise uSandi lokanye
uthengisa umfowenu
okanye udlala ugalela umsebenzi wakhe ngepapa, kanti ke it's the right thing to do.
Yes.
It's something that we must all be responsible.
Uye kakade woqala ugalela ipapa yakhe leyo ngamanzi.
Exactly.
Yena lo Sandile loyo.
Exactly.
No, siyabulela kakhulu mhlekazi wami. I think that's everything that we've got in our time, but ke uthathe inyaneni sophinde sikubize futhi ngakudalanga njengoba sazi ukuthi sihlezi sinetyelo lethu silibiza ke ngoMasipala Thursdays apha khona siyokhona ukuthi ke sibe sithi Sunday ngale ndaba, more especially a bigger concentration in that issue that you were touching on, your 30%, more especially when it comes to some of maybe ama-tenders athize abahlali abafila ukuthi ingathi aba-understand ukuthi hamba kanjani, not necessarily because of how they were awarded but also because of ezi-results zakhona zalawo ma-tender lawo. So ngaleyo ndlela sithi-ke siyabulela-ke buti Xolo.
No, thank you very much. Ndabuya nakubahlali ekhaya.
All right.